Well, this is the plugin we were talking about, and I'm going to try and show you the next few minutes. First of all, let's see it in action for the moment. Let's not listen to it for the moment. You see that, well, I have a stereo mix down here, okay, and just a single plugin inserted. Then the plugin is off, as you can see, but it can already do something for you, which is showing you the incoming signal, the FFT. Yeah, that's that yellow line here, as you can read, input. And then I've got 3 codecs here already inserted, and I can insert up to 5. I can pick whichever I like, and then I enable the plugin, and automatically the plugin is telling me that you are listening to the codec now. And of course I can flip in and out. So if I do that, don't expect to hear that in detail in this room, but then you'll be able to compare between the original signal and the processed signal. Okay, so in my test I not only did the comparison between the original signal and the codec, but between codecs as well. You can see here the yellow line has a red line, which is the diff signal. That's what I'm going to be losing as soon as I create a file, an encoded file. And the diff signal, as Mr. Densham pointed out, is quite interesting. That's one of my top 3 features of that plugin. It's this. And I'm going to turn up for you. That's what I'm going to be missing. And I can switch to another codec. Different format, different bit rate. And I'm going to turn it down slightly now. Okay. Back to the original one. So you can hear that without printing any file. So that's kind of interesting. Let's talk a bit about the codecs. I've still got 2 slots left, so if I click on one of them, I can see the full list of all available codecs for a stereo track. Because if you do that on a surround track, you'll get a different selection of codecs. For instance, if I had a 5.1 track here, I could insert a MP3 surround codec, which is the one used by the PlayStation. So let's choose. Obviously, we are a music mess, you're obviously familiar to MP3, AAC from the iTunes, but HEAAC should ring a bell to those who are in touch with broadcast and post, because it's a standard adopted in digital radio and digital TV as well, all over Europe. And even if you read the specs of the iPad 2, you will find HEAAC version 1 and 2 as well as supported format, so it's not a mystery anymore. Well, as I was talking, I just realized that there are 3 LEDs here that are, oh, 4. They are pointing me something. That's another feature mentioned before. That's the fact that, well, in the past, whenever I had iTunes to do the conversion for me, the conversion was done and I didn't know if anything wrong was happening. So this time, the plugin is showing me that some of the codecs, well here all of them, are clipping. That may happen depending on bit rates, but also depending on the signal level, which is in this case quite hot, I must say. So it will point out the maximum peak reached during feedback, but not only that, it will give me the tools to compensate this amount with a gain reduction stage at the input. So before compressing anything, I'm going to be able to compensate this 2.58 manually just by dragging or by simply double clicking and entering a negative value which should match exactly the amount found in here, and then I should reset everything and off we go. So now I'm completely safe that my conversion is not going to do anything wrong. So that's my second favorite feature. Another one that's kind of interesting, it's the A-B comparison. Basically, I can pick one codec, this one in here, I can pick another one. If I do not select a codec in B, I mean the original signal is going to appear by default. But I'm going to select B this time. And then let's change the audio signal. Let's use some classical recording. Okay. And I can flip from A and B. This procedure is glitchless, so there's a smooth transition. You will not hear any click or glitch. Same happens when you use the master in button. Completely glitchless. And I can even hide any visual information that might tip me and do that complete blind test. Okay. I could go one step beyond and say, okay, if I've picked two codecs and I want to really tell the difference between, or try to tell the difference between them, okay, I'm going to do some cycle tests. Okay, so let's bring this up a little bit. Now the plugin is going to pick one of the two, and I have to guess which one it is. Okay, so completely blind, I do not expect to go right. So select A, choose, okay, that's cycle number 1. Now the plugin has made another decision, I have to guess. Say that's one's B, click choose, that's cycle number 2. So you get the mechanics of the whole thing. I'll start choosing a few times until I get the number of tests that I'm looking for. At the end of it, I might click OK. That's my percentage of accuracy. Okay, and I could do this over and over again to make it statistically relevant, which should be over 20 tests. At a certain point, as soon as I'm comfortable with the codecs that I've tried, I just need to arm them and say, okay, I want to create a file of this, and this one. Click record, and the plugin will start writing files. On the fly, you see, I didn't stop playback. In fact, as soon as I stop playback, the files will be finally created in the output directory that I have previously selected before, which is in here. These are my 3 files, all of each following the different format. You see the name coding here. This I can specify in the export settings. This is my output directory that I can change. These are the generic name that I can edit, of course, and the features that I can attach to the name string. I can attach or delete some of them. I can change the order in which they're going to appear. Of course, we do not want to forget the offline processes. So then, you have here the second tab where you can repeat the process, simply drag and drop a WAV file or an AIFF, click encode, and it will generate instantly the number of files that you've previously selected, and the other way around, offline decoding back to a WAV or AIFF. It's available in native format, that means RTAS, as you can see in Pro Tools, Mac PC, VST, audio units, and that's basically it. That's essentially what I wanted to mention to you. Quite easy, straightforward. We give you the tools, and you possibly in the near future will let us know how you use them. Yep. Thank you very much.